Samsung is one of the most famous companies in the world today. It makes mobile phones, televisions, computers, and many other electronic products. Millions of people use Samsung products every day. But did you know that Samsung started as a small company many years ago in South Korea? This is the inspiring story of how Samsung grew from a little shop to a global technology leader. Samsung was started in 1938 by a man named Lee Byung-chul. At first, it was not a tech company. It was a small trading business that sold food items like rice, noodles, and fish. The word Samsung means 3 stars in Korean. Lee Byung-chul wanted his company to be strong and shine like stars. Over time, Samsung grew and started doing many kinds of business. In the 1960s, Samsung began to enter the electronics market. This was a very important moment in the company's history. Samsung made its first black and white television in 1970. After that, it made radios, refrigerators, washing machines, and other home appliances. In the 1980s and 1990s, Samsung worked hard to improve the quality of its products. It also started to sell its products in other countries. Slowly, people around the world began to know the name Samsung. By the early 2000s, Samsung had become one of the biggest electronics companies in the world. One of Samsung's most successful products is the smartphone. In 2009, Samsung introduced the Galaxy series. These phones became very popular very quickly. Today, Samsung is one of the top smartphone brands in the world. It competes with other big companies like Apple. But Samsung does more than just make phones. It also makes computer chips, TVs, smartwatches, and even robots. Samsung also builds large factories and works with other big companies to create new technologies for the future. Samsung's success did not come easily. The company faced many problems along the way. There were economic crises, strong competitors, and even legal issues. But Samsung never gave up. It always tried to improve and do better. This is what makes Samsung's story so inspiring. Today, Samsung is not just a business. It is a symbol of hard work, innovation, and success. It shows how a company from a small country can become a leader in the world. It also teaches us that with strong dreams and hard work, anything is possible. In this video, we will learn more about the journey of Samsung, how it started, what it achieved, and where it is going in the future. Whether you are a student, a dreamer, or someone who loves technology, the story of Samsung will inspire you. Let us begin the exciting journey of Samsung. Chapter 1. The Humble Beginnings in South Korea. The story of Samsung begins in South Korea in the year 1938. At that time, South Korea was a poor country. Life was hard for many people. There were not many big companies. But one man had a dream. His name was Lee Byung-chul. He wanted to start a business to help his family and his country. Lee Byung-chul started Samsung as a small trading company. The company's first office was in a small city called Daegu. It was not a big office. It was a simple place with only about 40 workers. Samsung did not make phones or televisions back then. Instead, it sold food products like rice, fish, and vegetables. It also sold noodles and sugar. Lee bought the goods from farms and sold them to other businesses. The name, Samsung, means 3 stars in Korean. Lee chose this name because he wanted the company to be strong, big, and last forever. The stars were a symbol of success and hope. In the beginning, the business was small, but it was growing slowly. Lee worked very hard. He believed in honesty and good service. He wanted his customers to trust him. He also treated his workers with respect. This helped the company become better and stronger over time. In the 1940s and 1950s, South Korea faced many problems. There was a war, and many people lost their homes and jobs. But Samsung continued to grow. Lee did not stop working. He believed that even in hard times, people still needed food and basic goods. So he kept helping farmers and shopkeepers. After the Korean War ended in the 1950s, South Korea started to build its economy. The country wanted to grow. It needed companies that could make things and help the people. Lee saw a new chance. He wanted Samsung to do more than just sell food. He started to think about factories, machines, and technology. This was the beginning of a big dream. Samsung was ready to become more than a trading company. It wanted to help rebuild the country and bring new ideas. The people of South Korea were working hard, and so was Samsung. By the end of the 1950s, Samsung had already grown into one of the larger companies in South Korea. But this was just the start. Many big changes were coming soon. The small company from Daegu was going to become a giant. The story of Samsung shows that even big things can start small. With a strong vision, hard work, and a good heart, great success is possible. From a simple trading company, Samsung began its journey to become one of the world's leading companies. Let us now move forward to see how Samsung entered the world of electronics and began a new chapter in its amazing story. Chapter 2. Rise as a global electronics powerhouse. After starting as a small trading company, Samsung wanted to do more. In the 1960s, the company made a big decision. It wanted to enter the electronics industry. At that time, electronics like televisions and radios were becoming very popular around the world. Samsung believed that this was the future. In 1969, Samsung created a new company called Samsung Electronics. This was a very important step. It was the beginning of Samsung's rise as a global electronics company. The first product made by Samsung Electronics was a black and white television. This TV was simple, but it was the start of something big. In the 1970s, Samsung began to grow quickly. It started making more products like refrigerators, washing machines, and air conditioners. These products helped people in their homes and made life easier. Many people in South Korea started to use Samsung products, and they were happy with the quality. Samsung also began to build factories to make its products faster and better. It started using new technology to improve the quality of its electronics. At the same time, it began to sell products to other countries. This was the beginning of Samsung's work in the global market. In the 1980s, Samsung worked very hard to become better. The company spent money on research and development, which means learning new things and creating better technology. Samsung also began making computers, phones, and microchips. These microchips were very important. They are small, but they power many electronic devices. Samsung's products became more advanced. People in many countries started to see Samsung as a strong brand. The company was no longer just a local business from South Korea. It was becoming a big name in the world. In the 1990s, Samsung made a big change. It decided to focus on making high-quality products, not just cheap ones. The leaders of Samsung wanted the brand to be known for excellence and innovation. They told workers to care about every detail and always improve. Samsung's hard work paid off. The company started to win awards for its design and performance. It opened offices and factories in many countries. Samsung became a trusted name for televisions, mobile phones, and computer parts. By the end of the 1990s, Samsung had become one of the top electronics companies in the world. It had grown from a small business to a global powerhouse. This was possible because of smart planning, strong leadership, and a clear vision for the future. Samsung's rise shows that success comes from hard work and the courage to take big steps. From making TVs to becoming a world leader in technology, Samsung proved that anything is possible with the right mindset. In the next chapter, we will learn how Samsung changed the world of mobile phones and became a leader in the smartphone revolution. Chapter 3. The birth and growth of Samsung Mobile. Samsung is now known around the world for its mobile phones. But this journey did not happen in one day. It took many years of learning, building, and improving. This chapter tells the story of how Samsung Mobile was born and how it grew into one of the biggest phone brands in the world. Samsung started making mobile phones in the early 1990s. The first mobile phone from Samsung came out in 1993. It was not like the smartphones we see today. It was big and heavy, with buttons and a small screen. But it was a good start, and people in South Korea began using it. At that time, mobile phones were new for most people. They were not very common. Only business people or rich people had them. Samsung wanted to change that. It wanted to make mobile phones for everyone. In the late 1990s, Samsung started to make better phones. The designs became smaller and easier to use. The company also worked on making calls clearer and batteries stronger. Samsung knew that to become the best, it had to listen to what people needed. In 2000, Samsung made a very important phone. It was the first phone with an MP3 player. This meant people could listen to music on their phones. It was a new idea at the time, and many people liked it. Samsung was starting to show its power in mobile technology. But the biggest change came in 2009. That was the year Samsung launched the first Galaxy phone. It was called the Samsung Galaxy i7500. This phone used a new system called Android, which made it easier to download apps, play games, and use the internet. It was a big hit. After that, Samsung released many more Galaxy phones. These phones had big screens, clear cameras, and fast processors. People loved the design and the features. Every year, Samsung made new models with better technology. The Galaxy S series, in particular, became very popular around the world. Samsung also made cheaper phones for people who did not want to spend too much money. This helped the company reach more customers in Asia, Africa, and South America. Samsung wanted everyone to enjoy good technology, not just the rich. By the mid-2010s, Samsung had become the world's #1 smartphone maker. It sold more phones than any other company. It also made smartwatches, tablets, and wireless earbuds. Samsung Mobile was now a global leader. Samsung's mobile journey shows how important it is to grow, change, and listen to people. From a simple phone with buttons to smart devices with many features, Samsung has come a long way. In the next chapter, we will explore how Samsung became a leader in semiconductors and display technologies, which power many of its great products. Chapter 4: Semiconductors and Display Technology Leadership. Samsung is not only famous for its mobile phones and TVs. It is also one of the top companies in the world for semiconductors and display technology. These two things are very important for modern electronics. Without them, we cannot have smartphones, laptops, or smart TVs. Let's begin with semiconductors. A semiconductor is a small chip that helps devices think and work. It is like the brain of a machine. These chips are inside phones, computers, cars, and even washing machines. Samsung started making semiconductors in the 1980s. At first, it was hard. Making these tiny chips needs special machines, clean factories, and smart people. But Samsung worked hard. In 1992, it became the #1 maker of DRAM chips in the world. DRAM is a type of memory chip that helps computers work faster. After this success, Samsung kept growing in the chip business. It also started making NAND flash memory, which is used in USB drives, memory cards, and smartphones. Today, Samsung is one of the largest makers of memory chips in the world. These chips are in many devices we use every day. Even companies like Apple and Sony use Samsung chips in their products. Samsung's chips are fast, strong, and last a long time. That is why many companies trust Samsung. Now, let's talk about display technology. A display is the screen on a phone, TV, or computer. A good screen shows bright colors, sharp images, and smooth video. Samsung began working on displays many years ago. In the 2000s, it became a leader in LCD technology, which was popular at the time. Later, Samsung created something even better: OLED displays. OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode. These screens are thinner, lighter, and show better colors than LCDs. Samsung used OLED screens in its smartphones, and people loved them. Many said Samsung phones had the best displays in the world. Samsung didn't stop there. It made AMOLED and Super AMOLED screens, which are even brighter and more energy-saving. These displays are great for watching videos, playing games, and using apps. Other companies like Apple also started buying screens from Samsung. Samsung also makes very large and smart displays for TVs. Its QLED TVs offer 4K and even 8K quality. This means the pictures are super clear. These TVs use new display technologies that give deep blacks and bright colors. Samsung is now one of the top TV brands in the world. Semiconductors and display technology may sound difficult, but they are the reason we enjoy smart devices today. Samsung's success in these areas shows its strong focus on innovation, quality, and technology. The company keeps trying new things to stay ahead of the competition. In the next chapter, we will learn about how Samsung is more than just one company. It is part of a big group with many businesses, called the Samsung Group Empire. Chapter 5: Corporate Structure and the Samsung Group Empire. Samsung is not just one company. It is part of a very large business group called the Samsung Group. This group includes many different companies that work in many areas like electronics, construction, insurance, and even hotels. Together, they form what people call a business empire. The Samsung Group was started in 1938 by Lee Byung-chul. He began with a small trading business, but he had a big dream. He wanted to grow his company into something much bigger. Over time, Samsung expanded into many different industries. That is how the Samsung Group became one of the largest business groups in South Korea. At the heart of the group is Samsung Electronics, the company that makes mobile phones, televisions, computers, and chips. Samsung Electronics is the most well-known part of the group. It makes a lot of money and sells products all around the world. But Samsung also owns other important companies. For example, a Samsung C&T is a construction and trading company. It helps build large buildings, roads, and even famous landmarks like the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. A Samsung Life Insurance is one of the biggest insurance companies in South Korea. It helps people plan for the future. A Samsung SDS works in technology services. It helps companies use computers and software to make their work easier. A Samsung Biologics is a healthcare company. It makes medicines and works in the field of biotechnology. All these companies are connected under the Samsung Group. They often support each other. For example, Samsung C&T may build factories for Samsung Electronics. Samsung Life may help employees in all parts of the group with insurance. This teamwork helps the group grow stronger. The Samsung Group is led by the Lee family. After the founder, Lee Byung-chul, passed away, his son Lee Kuan-hee became the chairman. Under his leadership, Samsung became a global brand. After his death, his son Lee Jae-yong, also known as J.Y. Lee, took on a leadership role. He is helping lead the company into the future. The structure of the group is a mix of many companies, but they often work together like one big team. This is common in South Korea, where large family-owned business groups are called chaebols. Samsung is the biggest chaebol in the country. Samsung plays a big role in South Korea's economy. It creates thousands of jobs and supports many other small businesses. Because of this, Samsung is not just a business, it is a symbol of national pride for many South Koreans. The Samsung Group Empire shows how one dream can become many businesses. It teaches us that with planning, teamwork, and leadership, a small company can grow into a global giant. In the next chapter, we will explore how Samsung became a leader in consumer electronics and smart devices, creating products for people all over the world. Chapter 6: Innovations in Consumer Electronics and Smart Devices. Samsung is known around the world for its innovations in consumer electronics and smart devices. This means the company always tries to create new, useful, and exciting products for people to use in their daily lives. From smart TVs to washing machines, Samsung makes many smart and modern devices that help people live better. Let's start with televisions. Samsung has always been a leader in making high-quality TVs. In the past, TVs were big and heavy with small screens. But Samsung changed that. It created flat-screen TVs with large, bright, and colorful displays. Samsung's smart TVs can connect to the internet, show YouTube videos, play music, and even run apps. Some TVs can even be controlled by voice. This makes watching TV more fun and easier for everyone. Samsung is also known for its home appliances. These include refrigerators, washing machines, microwaves, and air conditioners. Samsung adds smart features to these machines. For example, some Samsung refrigerators have screens where you can see recipes, check the weather, or leave notes for your family. Washing machines can now be controlled by a mobile phone. You can start or stop a wash with just one tap. These smart devices save time and energy. Another area where Samsung is strong is smartphones and tablets. We already learned about the Galaxy phone series. But Samsung also adds new technology to make their phones better than before. Some phones can fold in half. These are called foldable phones, and Samsung was the first big company to make them. People can use them like a normal phone, then open them up to use as a small tablet. This is a great idea for work and fun. Samsung also makes smartwatches and earbuds. The Galaxy Watch helps people stay healthy by counting steps, checking heart rate, and reminding them to move. You can also check your messages and calls without using your phone. The Galaxy Buds are small wireless earphones. They connect easily to your phone or tablet and give you high-quality sound. Samsung is always thinking about the future. It uses new ideas like artificial intelligence, AI, and the Internet of Things, IoT. These technologies help devices talk to each other. For example, your phone can tell your air conditioner to turn on before you reach home. Or your fridge can remind you to buy milk. These smart features help make life easier and more comfortable. Samsung also cares about the environment. Many of their new products use less energy and are made with recycled materials. This helps protect the earth while giving people great technology. Innovation is one of the reasons Samsung is a global leader in electronics. The company keeps asking, what can we make better? And every year, it finds new answers. In the next chapter, we will talk about the challenges, legal battles, and competition that Samsung faced as it continued to grow around the world. Chapter 7: Challenges, Legal Battles, and Global Competition. Even big companies like Samsung face problems. In this chapter, we will learn about the challenges, legal battles, and competition that Samsung has had during its journey to success. These difficulties were not easy, but Samsung worked hard to overcome them. One of the biggest challenges for Samsung has always been global competition. Samsung sells products all over the world, but many other strong companies do the same. In smartphones, for example, Samsung competes with big names like Apple, Huawei, Xiaomi, and Oppo. Every year, these companies release new phones with better cameras, faster speed, and more features. Samsung has to work hard to stay number one. In the television market, Samsung competes with companies like Sony, LG, and TCL. In the chip-making business, it competes with Intel and TSMC. Competition is tough, and Samsung must always try to make better products at good prices. This is not easy, but it keeps the company improving. Another challenge Samsung has faced is legal battles. A legal battle means a problem that goes to court. One of the most famous legal cases was between Samsung and Apple. Apple said that Samsung copied the design of the iPhone. Samsung said it did not. This legal fight lasted many years and cost both companies a lot of money. In the end, Samsung had to pay Apple a fine, but it also continued to improve its own phone designs. Samsung has also had problems with its products. In 2016, Samsung had to stop selling the Galaxy Note 7. Some phones caught fire because of battery issues. This was a very serious problem. The company lost a lot of money and people were worried. But Samsung said sorry, learned from its mistake, and made changes to improve safety. After that, it tested batteries more carefully. The company has also faced leadership problems. In recent years, Lee Jae-yong, the head of Samsung, was taken to court. He was accused of bribery and other business crimes. This was a big news story in South Korea. It was a hard time for the company, but Samsung continued to move forward. Another challenge is the fast speed of technology change. What is new today can be old tomorrow. Samsung must always look ahead. It needs to plan for the future and invest in new ideas like 5G, AI, and robotics. If Samsung does not keep up, other companies might go ahead. Even with these challenges, Samsung continues to grow. It learns from its mistakes and keeps trying to do better. It works hard to stay at the top in a very competitive world. Challenges are a part of every success story. Samsung shows that strong companies do not give up. They face problems, find solutions, and continue to improve. In the next chapter, we will see how Samsung is helping the world through sustainability efforts and social responsibility projects. Chapter 8: Sustainability and Corporate Social Responsibility. Samsung is a big company that makes many products. But it also cares about the earth and about people. In this chapter, we will learn how Samsung works to protect the environment and help communities. This is called sustainability and corporate social responsibility. Sustainability means using natural resources in a way that does not hurt the planet. Samsung knows that its factories and products can affect the air, water, and land. So, the company tries to make products that are eco-friendly. For example, many Samsung phones, TVs, and refrigerators use less energy. This helps to save electricity and reduce pollution. Samsung also works to recycle old products. When a phone or TV gets old, it can become e-waste, which is bad for the environment. Samsung has a program where people can return their old devices. The company takes out the useful parts and safely throws away the rest. This reduces waste and saves materials. In its factories, Samsung is using more clean energy. It uses solar power and wind power to reduce its carbon footprint. The company has promised to use 100% renewable energy in all its factories in the US, Europe, and China. This is a big step towards a greener future. Now let's talk about corporate social responsibility, also called CSR. This means a company helps people, not just makes money. Samsung believes in giving back to the community. One way Samsung does this is through education programs. It supports schools and teachers in many countries. It gives children computers, tablets, and internet tools so they can study better. Samsung also runs training programs to teach young people about science, technology, and engineering. Samsung also helps during natural disasters. When there are floods, earthquakes, or fires, the company gives money, food, and equipment to people in need. It works with local governments and groups to help people feel safe again. The company also cares about healthcare. It gives support to hospitals and medical centers. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Samsung gave masks, medical devices, and money to help fight the virus. This helped many people and showed Samsung's care for the world. Samsung also believes in equal chances for everyone. It gives jobs to people with disabilities and supports women in technology. It tries to make sure that all workers are treated fairly and with respect. In short, Samsung wants to be more than just a business. It wants to be a good global citizen. The company understands that success means helping the planet and the people. By caring for the environment and helping people, Samsung shows its big heart. These efforts are not always easy, but they are important. They help create a better world for future generations. In the next chapter, we will learn how Samsung is shaping the future through new digital technologies and global leadership in innovation. Chapter 9: Samsung's role in shaping the digital future. Samsung is not just a company that makes phones, TVs, and chips. It is also a leader in new technology. Samsung is helping to build the digital future. This means creating smart, fast, and useful devices that can change the way we live, work, and learn. One of the most important technologies for the future is 5G. This is the next generation of mobile internet. It is much faster than 4G. With 5G, people can download movies in seconds, play games without delay, and connect more devices at the same time. Samsung is one of the top companies working on 5G. It makes phones, chips, and equipment that help 5G work around the world. Samsung is also working on artificial intelligence, or AI. AI is smart computer technology that can learn and make decisions. Samsung adds AI to many of its products. For example, its smart TVs can suggest shows you might like. Its phones can take better pictures using AI. Even Samsung's washing machines can choose the right wash setting by thinking about the clothes. Another big part of the future is the Internet of Things, IoT. This means that many things around us, like lights, fridges, and doorbells, can connect to the Internet. Samsung's SmartThings platform lets people control these devices from their phone. You can turn on the lights or check the temperature at home, even when you are not there. It makes life easier and more comfortable. Samsung is also leading in robotics and digital health. The company is building robots that can help in homes, offices, and hospitals. Some robots can clean floors, others can deliver food or help sick people. Samsung also makes devices that track health, like smartwatches that measure heart rate, sleep, and steps. These tools help people stay healthy and active. In the world of education, Samsung is giving students new tools to learn better. It provides tablets and digital boards to schools. It also creates apps and programs that help children learn science, math, and technology in fun ways. Samsung believes that technology can help young people build a better future. Samsung is also investing in sustainable technologies. It is trying to make digital products that use less energy and last longer. For example, Samsung is working on phones with longer battery life and TVs that save power. This helps the planet and saves money for users. In research and development, Samsung spends billions of dollars every year. It has big centers where engineers and scientists work on the next big ideas. From smart homes to self-driving cars, Samsung is helping to shape the future of digital life. Samsung's role in the digital future is very important. It shows how one company can help change the world through smart thinking and new ideas. In the final chapter, we will learn about Samsung's long-term vision and its exciting plans for the world of tomorrow. Chapter 10, Vision 2030, AI, 6G, and the Next Frontier. Samsung is not only focused on today. It is also planning for the future. The company has a big goal called Vision 2030. This is Samsung's plan to lead the world in new technologies by the year 2030. The focus is on AI, artificial intelligence, 6G, and many other smart technologies. These are called the next frontier, which means the new and exciting things that will shape our future. Let's start with AI, artificial intelligence. AI means machines that can think and learn like humans. Samsung wants to put AI in all of its products. This will make devices smarter and more helpful. For example, a fridge could remind you to buy milk. A phone could translate languages in real time. A TV could suggest shows based on what you like. Samsung is also using AI in health tools, cameras, and home devices. AI will help people save time and enjoy better lives. Next is 6G, the next step after 5G. Samsung is already one of the leaders in 5G technology. Now, the company is working hard to create 6G, which will be even faster. With 6G, you could download a full movie in just 1 second. It will also make things like holograms, smart cities, and self-driving cars possible. Samsung believes that 6G will be ready by the year 2030, and it is working with many experts around the world to make it happen. Another part of Samsung's future plan is robotics. Robots will help people in homes, schools, hospitals, and offices. Samsung is developing smart robots that can clean floors, help the elderly, or even teach children. These robots will use AI to understand people and help them with daily tasks. Samsung also wants to lead in digital health. This means using technology to help people stay healthy. Samsung smartwatches already measure heart rate, sleep, and steps. In the future, They may even help find early signs of illness. With AI and health data, people will be able to take better care of themselves. As part of Vision 2030, Samsung is also thinking about the environment. It wants to make products that are safe for the Earth. This includes using recycled materials, making devices that last longer, and using clean energy in factories. Samsung believes that technology and nature must work together for a better future. To reach Vision 2030, Samsung is investing a lot of money in research and education. It is building new labs and helping young people learn about science and technology. Samsung knows that the future belongs to those who are ready to learn and grow. In simple words, Vision 2030 is Samsung's dream for a smarter, faster, and greener world. The company wants to make life better for everyone through the power of technology. And with that, our journey through the story of Samsung comes to an end, a story of dreams, challenges, and the drive to build a better tomorrow. Vocabularies. 1. Innovation, the act of creating new ideas, methods, or products. 2. Semiconductor, a tiny material or chip that helps control electricity in electronic devices. 3. Sustainability, the ability to do something in a way that does not harm the environment or future generations. 4. Artificial intelligence, AI, smart computer technology that can think and learn like a human. 5. Competition, the situation in which businesses try to be better than others. 6. Recycled, something that has been used before and is used again in a new way. 7. Hologram, a 3D image that looks real but is made by light. 8. Corporate social responsibility, CSR, a company's efforts to help society and the environment. 9. Smart device, an electronic machine that connects to the internet and does special tasks. 10. Digital future, a world where daily life is guided by smart, connected technology. Quiz questions. 1. In which year was Samsung founded, and who was its founder? 2. What was Samsung's first electronic product? 3. What was the name of Samsung's first smartphone series launched in 2009? 4. What is the main use of semiconductors made by Samsung? 5. What is the name given to Samsung's large business group? 6. What is the name of Samsung's platform that connects smart home devices? 7. What was the problem with the Galaxy Note 7 in 2016? 8. What does Samsung do to help protect the environment through recycling? 9. What new mobile technology is Samsung developing after 5G? 10. What is the name of Samsung's long-term plan for the future? Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed learning with us. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us grow and bring you more inspiring stories and easy English learning content. Do you have a topic you'd like us to cover in our next video? Maybe a famous person, an invention, or a country. Let us know in the comments or messages. We'd love to hear your ideas. You can find answers in the description. Thanks again, and keep learning with us. See you in the next video.